Hey there, and welcome to Strength and Sisterhood, the podcast where faith, friendship, and fierce encouragement come together.
We're here to share stories that will inspire and lift each other up while we grow in faith together.
No matter where you are, we're here to remind you that you are never alone. With God and a little sisterhood, we're stronger together.
So grab a cup of coffee and get ready to be encouraged and empowered.
Hello, and welcome to Strength and Sisterhood. I'm Amy.
And I'm Summer.
And we're really glad that you're here today. How are you today, Summer?
I'm good right now.
Yeah?
I have in my hands a nice, warm cup of joe.
Ooh.
And it's good. It's so yummy. And it feels like, I don't know what it feels like outside. I haven't been out there today.
Yeah.
But it looks like fall.
Looks like fall.
Like it looks like fall weather. The sun's not really shining, which
Fall's
I know
coming.
It's coming very soon. And you can feel it in the air in the mornings.
Yeah.
But the wind is blowing and it just seems like one of those days where a blanket and a nice cup of coffee is just good. And so right now I'm in my happy place.
Yeah.
And I didn't make this coffee, so it's even better.
That is even better.
I didn't make it.
I was coming out to your house today, and those beautiful sunflower fields, you can tell
I know.
they're getting past their peak.
Yeah.
One of them is still in peak, I think.
Yeah.
Still doing pretty good. But you can tell, that's interesting how you can tell, oh, that one was planted before that one.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how you
Hitting
can
their
see
marks at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? How's your day?
My day's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I had yesterday off. Well, today's Saturday. Saturday.
If you don't say it like that, I get irritated because I like when you say Saturday. You kind of have like this nasally, not maybe not nasally is the word, but what?
It's a song. You're familiar with the song, aren't you?
No, but what are we talking about with like, is it like, it's not Canadian, it's like, what is it? Is it German? Is it like there's a accent that you have when you say
Addiction? I don't know.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. Here in Deep Park.
No, I don't know that song.
You don't know that song? It's an oldie from probably like the 70s.
I'm young.
Well, I'm going to have to look it up now. Hold on, listeners. We're just going to go to our best friend, Google. Saturday. I'm glad that you're not annoyed by it because
I love
get
it.
kind of annoyed by it.
Well,
I know that I have the capability to not do it. I can just be regular and say Saturday.
I don't like that though.
But in my head, when I say the word Saturday, then that song starts playing. Saturday.
I would say that most times when you say Saturday, right after you say Saturday regularly, you almost always, I would have to say, do it with the voice. And I love it.
It's a Chicago song.
I don't know it.
Are you familiar with the band Chicago?
Mm-hmm. The band Chicago, yes.
Okay, well, I don't want a video, Google. Come on, do your job. When was it released? There we go. Saturday in the Park by Chicago was released on July 13th, 1972. The song reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Wow. Pretty popular.
Anyways.
No, I don't know that song.
Well, fun fact for you.
Oh, funny.
But anyhow, I had yesterday off, which was Friday.
Yep.
And took the day off to get some stuff done around the house. We were able to get most of it done, which is a good feeling. Got our carpets cleaned and furniture moved around. And it had been a while. Like, we like to change the furniture around from time to time just because
I like that too.
Sometimes you just need a refreshment.
Something different.
Yeah, and it had been a while, so it felt really good to get that done. But yesterday felt like Saturday all day.
Sure.
Because I didn't have to work.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting 2 Saturdays.
Yeah. So today feels, like Saturday number 2.
Well, that's awesome.
So.
Well, good deal.
And today's podcast day.
It is.
So all of that work got done yesterday. Today's podcast day. Tomorrow's going to be Sunday. We get to go to church and sing. Right. And
Looking
it's going to be a good weekend. And then back to the grind.
It's going to be a good day.
Today's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day.
Oh, funny.
Well,
we have a lot of energy today. Well, Now we do.
You have coffee.
It is the coffee.
I had caffeine earlier.
Yeah, you were yawning earlier, so I don't think your caffeine works. Mine usually hasn't been either, but
See, I'm not a coffee drinker, though. I drink coffee socially, but I'm not
that's
one of those
sad.
people that... No, it's not sad. I drink coffee from time to time, but I'm just not one of those people that... I don't feel like I need it. I don't have it daily by any means.
See, and I don't even really drink it necessarily for the caffeine.
You just
It's
drink
like
it for taste?
comforting to have a warm cup of coffee, I think, for me.
Yeah.
It's a comfort thing, kind of like a blanket. And the two go great together.
So I imagine so.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I'm just not there yet. I just haven't grown up to be that.
Well,
point
now you're
yet.
probably set in your ways, being that you're
Oh, I'm setting my ways in a lot of things.
older than me. I'm kidding.
Glad you got that in there. How about we introduce our topic for today?
All right, go for it, Amy.
Okay, so today's episode is titled Nothing Between. Nothing Between is a hymn written by Charles Albert Tinley, often referred to as the father of African American hymnody. The hymn expresses the desire to have nothing hinder one's relationship with God, specifically renouncing worldly pleasures and temptations. And I read a little bit about him, and I think his mom was free. He was born during slavery.
Right.
But I believe his dad was a slave.
Okay.
And so therefore, because the mother was free, he was free.
Sure.
But he worked as a janitor at a church. I don't remember the name of it. But he worked as a janitor for about 10 years. And 7 years later, he was the pastor of that church. So I just thought that was interesting. He taught himself a lot. He didn't graduate, like he didn't have any diploma or anything official.
Sure.
Just because of the time era that it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a scholar and a preacher, taught himself a lot of theology.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was given some doctorates of divinity from like North Carolina and Maryland. But it was interesting. Like he kind of had an interesting life, just kind of amazing to think that you were the janitor at a church at one point and then was later assigned to go and pastor that church. And it grew. I think they said at the height of his pastoralship there, it was like 12,000 members.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was a big church, pretty
That
big
is
church.
a lot. I couldn't even imagine being in a church that big.
Yeah. But I love this song. It's so I'm just going to read through it just for any of our listeners that may not be super familiar with it. It's titled Nothing Between, and it says, "Nothing between my soul and the Savior, not of this world's delusive dream. I have renounced all sinful pleasure. Jesus is mine, there's nothing between. Nothing between like worldly pleasure. Habits of life, though harmless they seem. Must not my heart from him ever sever. He is my all, there's nothing between. Nothing between like pride or station. Self or friends shall not intervene. Though it may cost me much tribulation, I am resolved, there's nothing between. Nothing between, even many hard trials, though the whole world against me convene. Watching with prayer and much self-denial, triumph at last with nothing between. Nothing between my soul and the Savior, so that his blessed face may be seen. Nothing preventing the least of his favor. Keep the way clear, let nothing between." It's a really good song.
That is really good.
So, yeah, it just kind of made me think, like, the song popped in my head. It's been in my mind for a while. And I thought, man, there's so many things that can come between.
Yes.
And it was just a good reminder. And I feel like the Lord was just like, okay, let's do some evaluations here and have nothing between. So, but before I get too far into the discussion, that was just supposed to be an intro. Let's go and fill up our cups.
Okay.
I mean, you got your coffee cup, but let's go fill them up.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Summer. So what filled up your cup this week?
Well, this was actually a couple weeks ago. When this comes out, it will have been a couple weeks ago. But this lady that I love so much who has really become a good friend to me. And she had reached out asking for prayer for this meeting she was going to have with this younger gal who just seemed hungry for the word of God and the things of the Lord. And first, I was really excited that she would think to ask me to pray about it. A long time ago, I would wonder and question whether people, when they say, I'll pray for you. Like, do they I always wonder before I started walking with the Lord, like, do they actually pray for me? Like, I kind of wonder, is that something that people just say? So for me, I've wanted to be someone who, when I say I'm going to pray for you, I will actually pray for you. So I've just purposed, I want to be someone who prays for others.
Right.
And so for her to reach out to me and ask me to pray with her on this thing, and she asked for some specifics. And she was just about to meet with this gal. And so I just right then and there, I started praying. And I don't know, I'm thankful to be able to pray with someone in something and to be a voice, the Batman symbol you talked about a few weeks ago. I'm glad I can be that for somebody. And to also not only, because whenever you get to partake in that, when you get to pray for someone in that, then on the other side, so after she had met with her, she reached out to me and was like, thank you so much for praying. And she told me about how it went, that it was really good, that God answered every specific part of that.
Yeah.
God answered it. And that she's really excited about meeting with this gal again. And I just thought I probably wouldn't have been able to know that had I not been a part of the praying for this gal. And so I was thankful to have a little bit of a piece in that.
Yeah.
And just being able to pray for both of them and their meeting together.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
That's really cool.
It filled up my cup to be able to do that.
To have a part in that.
To have a part and to be able to also know the other side.
Yeah.
Like, this is how it went. And thank you for praying. And God met every request that I asked. He answered each one. And
yeah.
That's
really
neat
cool
to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that filled my cup up. What about you?
Well, over the last couple of weeks, I feel like I know that we've mentioned it from time to time, but what filled up my cup was some of the feedback on the podcast. So our hairdresser is very supportive of the podcast. She's a regular listener. I appreciate that.
Yeah, me
so
too.
much,
I love her
immensely. But even this past, and it's not uncommon for her to like text us on Wednesdays. I appreciate it. I was even just talking with her the last time I was in to get a haircut, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's like part of I've heard that a couple of times recently. I've just started making it part of my routine. This is what I do on Wednesday mornings, or as I'm getting ready." Or even somebody told us like she went, and it was on Wednesday, and she got off of work and she's like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go and get myself a coffee. I'm going to put the podcast on. And it's helped her, it helps her kind of do that transition between work and church.
Sure.
So you have a midweek service.
I could see that would be a good time to do that.
Yeah. And she's like, it's usually the perfect timing. It's about, I have about 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, Yeah. So it kind of just fits right in there. And I appreciate that so much. But our hairdresser sent, so it's not uncommon for her to send us a text and be, and I love that.
I do too.
I love the commentary. I appreciate anybody who listens to the podcast, but I really appreciate those who, provide their support and their encouragement to it. But even our hairdresser, she had sent a text and it was on after the Joy Comes in the Morning episode.
Yeah.
And she even said, she's like, that's a good reminder of a promise. And she just had some input on it.
She did.
And I was just like, man, I appreciate that. My sister usually does that. My sister, it spawns a conversation between her and I.
Yes. My grandmother too sent me one about that episode on specifics that she recognizes that God gives her joy.
Yeah.
So it's encouraging.
Yeah. And it just encourages us. Even today, as we've been recording, we got a new comment on Spotify on an older episode. And that stuff fills my cup. That's part of the reason why we wanted to be on some of these platforms. We don't have a video podcast. So we kind of debate, do we need to be on YouTube? Well, we've gotten comments on YouTube. Not everybody's podcast type of people.
Right.
So especially those who I know in real life are not podcast people, but have mentioned that you listen, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
taking the time, but also those like we've gotten comments on YouTube and comments on Instagram and comments on Substack and Spotify. And I appreciate all of that. And even with some of these episodes, like we want to hear feedback from them. Like I thought about with we almost did a leftover segment. I thought about with our What a Day That Will Be episode. Like we're going to do more. Like that's part 1 of however many the Lord allows us to do. But I want to hear from other people.
Right. Like what are their thoughts? What comes to mind for them?
Yeah. So that's what filled my cup from our hairdresser is hearing what she got out of it.
Yeah, that's good.
And even with my sister, I know I've mentioned that a couple of times. Like when she sends that to me, I almost kind of look forward to that on Wednesday. Like as much as she might anticipate listening to the podcast,
yeah,
I anticipate hearing what she might have gotten out of it.
Yes.
And she's faithful in sharing that with me usually. And so that's what fills up my cup. And so just a little shout out to anybody who's done that, but also just an encouragement to feel free to do that because it does fill up our cups. And I even love some of the banter back and forth, like some of the commentary back and forth of just knowing how it touched other people.
Absolutely.
Or if they got anything out of it. So that filled up my cup.
Well, good. I like that.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into our conversation. Okay, Summer. So our topic today is nothing between. And like I mentioned earlier, kind of in the introduction of it, it was just good. I feel like the Lord put it in my mind as just kind of a way to like, okay, Amy, we need to do some evaluations here.
Right. Yeah.
And it made me think of Psalm 139:23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts.
Yep.
And just that thought of like, okay, so he kind of brought that song to mind, nothing between, and then that verse of search me. Okay, so Lord, what are some areas, what are some places in my life that I'm allowing to come between you and me?
Yes.
So what are some of the thoughts that you had with this topic?
Those are my thoughts. I when I sat down when you talked about doing this this topic, this is an area of my life that I feel like I tend to struggle with more often than I would like.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. I feel like this is a good time to evaluate the things in my life. Evaluate what's come between. And I wrote some things down. It all comes from my phone, whether it's social media, news, texting, talking to people, whatever it may be, it comes from my phone, which made me think of my phone as a device. And the Bible talks about Satan and his devices. And Satan likes to distract us and pull us away.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I thought about how I need to set boundaries. And I feel like every now and then I do pretty good at this. Like I can recognize and put it away. But it's like a New Year's resolution. I think they say like 21 days of something to make it a habit.
Sure. Yep.
I don't really know that that's true. I fail after a week. I fail after 2 weeks. I fail after 21 days. I fail after 3 months. I fail after 6 months. I mean, I'm constantly failing, but I do always try again.
Yes.
And so this was a good reminder for me that while some things I have put away, and not bad. They're not bad things, but everything needs its proper place. And some of those things have gotten out of place.
Sure.
And so I need to put them back where they belong.
Yeah.
And that stinks sometimes because even in that song, it talked about the temptations. And you have this temptation. It's like, oh, well, this isn't a bad thing, so I'm going to do this. And I have that other thing that is priority. I should be doing that. And it's like, I'll do that later. Well, then an hour goes by and you don't get that. You don't get to that thing. And so I don't know. Some of these things takes place of devotional time or Bible time, or even in just my daily things when taking care of the kids and the house, like that is my duty. And that is my time to also worship God in those things. So if something even is getting in between that's between me and God as well. So I don't know. And I wrote down on my sheet that, Now is not the time to be distracted.
Mm-hmm.
As we get closer and closer to the time that the Lord's going to rapture us and take us up to be with him, we can't let our guard down. I need to, walk circumspectly, as the Bible says in, Romans 5:15. The enemy's at work, and we have to be mindful of his devices. A couple of verses came to mind. 1 Peter 5:8, I have just pay attention. That verse says to be sober, be vigilant, because our adversary, the devil, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Yes.
I don't want to be devoured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want anything between me and the Lord. I want him holding my hand. I want him right beside me. I want to walk with him with nothing between.
Yeah.
Then I think of 2 Corinthians 2:11 that says, this is talking about, I think if I remember correctly, the chapter or the previous verses before it is talking about like forgiveness or something. But it says that lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right.
And then Ephesians 4:27 says, neither give place to the devil. So I kind of just looked at what could come between God and I. What would be a barrier that's between him and I? And I thought of sin, of course, idols in our life, anything that's before him, anything that's first before him, anything that distracts us from the main thing, even if it's not a bad thing, anything that distracts us from the main thing. And another one that came to mind that I was kind of surprised by was idleness, like being idle.
Sure.
If you're not filling your hands and your time with something and it's empty space, that's an opportunity for the devil to come in and pull you and distract you and get your mind off of something else. But so I didn't have a ton, but I really felt like this was good for me. A good time to think.
Yeah, I think for me, even while you were speaking, the thought came across my mind of, I feel like there's an underlying lesson that the Lord is trying to teach me. And we had our episode about that word is a lamp.
Yeah.
And so that's being, don't walk way ahead of him, Amy. And then we talked about Elijah and that still small voice. I can't hear his still small voice if I'm 50 feet away.
Right.
Off doing my own little thing over here. I can't hear him. I can't see his word is not the lamp that I ought to be following if I'm 50 feet away, right? Or even farther away. And so I feel like it's a way that the Lord is just trying to draw me close. Like, hey, Amy, I'm here. And I desire for you to be under my wing, And so I even just didn't really even click until as you were speaking, nothing between.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to be in his presence, and even what a day that will be. What are we looking forward to? Being in his presence when he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land.
Yeah.
It's very hard in this flesh and in this society on earth with the sinful flesh to not allow things to come between.
100%. It's hard.
You have, like you said, even good things.
Yes.
Good responsibilities and obligations that are not wrong.
Right.
But they can still come in between.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just, as we've been talking, I feel that pull of the Lord is just connecting all these dots of he's just calling me to him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that part of you that absolutely desires to be there. But then there's also that sinful part of that sinful flesh of, well, sometimes I'm okay with distance. But the other half of me doesn't.
Right.
It just wants to be right up. So, yeah, it's just interesting. But yeah, nothing between. And you talked about, that device. One thing I admire about you is when something if it's be social media or something like that, you just cut it out.
Sure.
You just cut it out.
Sometimes I let it come back though.
Yeah.
And then I have to be reminded, oh yeah, this isn't good for me.
Mm-hmm.
When we started the podcast, I know for a little while I wasn't on social media. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to get on there.
Yep.
Share what Amy's putting out for our podcast. And then I realized this is not, and even though it's not a bad thing and other people may not struggle,
mm-hmm.
but for me, it's God kept telling me this is not for you.
Yeah.
You need to come off.
Yep.
You need to come off. And even though I had it in its proper time,
mm-hmm.
it's not that I spent too much time
right.
on it. I just shouldn't be on it at all.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Right.
And so I have to give it up.
And I've even felt that way with some of those social media. Some of the things, it doesn't bother me. It's not that. But then there's other ones that are, I feel that pull. Or I can't handle the amount of time.
Right.
Really any amount of time. Because it doesn't take very long when I'm on this app for me to see just whatever's in the feed that gets me riled up, or it gets me distracted thinking about these different things, or whatever it might be. And it's like, I can't handle that.
Right.
So even I don't think I meant to tell you this earlier today as we've been talking, but it's like, I feel like I'll do the podcast stuff, but then I need to take a step back.
Sure.
On my own personal time. I can't
Yeah.
be going in there and checking it all the
Right.
time, because I'll go and post on certain days. And I've even set that, like, have a note set up to where, like, okay, on these days I'll go and post here
Right.
for the purpose of doing the podcast. But otherwise I need to be off of that
Right.
app, because I don't like what it does. I can feel what it does.
Yes.
And I don't like what it does.
Yes.
And other people, I know other Christians, solid Christians, that are on there a lot. And praise the Lord if he's using that into getting that into other people's eyes and pockets and stuff like that, where they can see it and they can use it as a devote. That's wonderful, but I can't handle that one.
I can't either. Yeah.
And so, it's just one of those things sometimes of, like, that's what made me think of that verse, search me, oh God, and my thoughts, and try me. And because I just desire I want to be under his wing. I want him right there.
Same. Well, you talked about on a previous episode that we've done just within the last couple of weeks about noise.
Yeah.
Right? Like, didn't we bring up noise? That's all that is. Like, if it's not for a purpose of, like, we're going to put this out there for the podcast, like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to post this, and you're just going in to randomly scroll, all that is noise, like, God's not in that.
Right.
I mean, granted, you can get some things from it. It has its place.
Yeah.
But really, for someone like me, it's just extra noise. It's not good for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. And you think of the words in that hymn, and, it says much self-denial.
Yes.
And it says, self or friends shall not intervene, though it cost me much tribulation. And like you said too, those things are that everybody has that device, and you feel lost without it.
Right.
And a couple of weeks ago, we had our little, like, pillow fort when we were doing our recording, right?
Yeah.
And I think you made the comment of, it looked like Wilson from Home Improvement. Well, we've been watching Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Just because it was such a thing of childhood nostalgia. And I watch sometimes those shows of, like, the 90s and really anything kind of like pre-2000s. And life was just so different. Like, they had answering machines. And the phone was up on the wall.
Right. Attached to a cord.
Yeah. And now everybody just has there's a certain amount of freedom and liberty. Like, there's great things to them. You can contact when something happens. You can reach out and you can contact, for help or whatever's needed. So there are definitely pros to it, but I don't know. Sometimes I just watch those shows and it's like, I'm almost envious of
the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I wish we can go back to that. I wish we didn't have cell phones. I mean, now it's almost, you can't get by without it.
Exactly.
You have to have it.
Yeah.
But man, I actually just don't like them. If I could live in a world where we didn't have cell phones, I feel like a lot of us would be a lot more joyful, a lot more happy. You had mentioned in that song about temptations, and you mentioned something about friends.
Yeah. Self or friends shall not intervene.
So I feel like even friendships are a good thing, good quality friendships. But I know I catch myself sometimes not doing the things I should to be with a friend.
Right.
And yes, those are good, but everything just has its place.
Right.
So it's like I tell my kids, no, you can't call your friend. You can't play with them on this game until your stuff is done. Why do I not apply that to myself?
Well, because you're talking to me.
I know. Well, you and a couple of others, not a couple of others. I'm not that cool, but
you are.
I mean, it's like,
you're not setting the example.
I'm not setting the example. I need to do the same thing. I need to get my stuff done here and then I can play and I can have fun and enjoy. I need to do better at that. And like I said, sometimes I do, but it's like a New Year's resolution. It just falls off and then you just stop.
But that's why I'm so thankful. Like, I think I even mentioned it in the Fill My Cup, our hairdresser had mentioned it was just a good reminder. Like when she listened to that joy come in, like it's a good reminder that joy does come in the morning, whether it be physical morning or the next season or whenever the Lord brings it. But joy is coming, And it's one of those things too, is it feels like the underlying lesson or thing that the Lord's teaching me is that his word is full of reminders and promises, or his word is full of promises. And I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to just be reminded.
Yes.
Like I need to be reminded of that joy comes in the morning. I need to be reminded what a day that will be. I need to be reminded that I can have nothing between.
Right.
Like that is the goal, is to have nothing between. So I just appreciate that. And I'm just thankful too that he gives those reminders.
I need it. And now we're coming into a new season. So school's about to start, for us anyway, school's about to start. And so it's a time to kind of be like, okay, this is a good time to start doing things a little different. Try to take care of these things again and get rid of some stuff and have new goals, I guess.
Well, you transition from one season to the other and you kind of just put away those things. When you change from season to season, right now we have, patio furniture out for the summer, a fire pit out and stuff like that. Well, when the seasons change, that's not out there in the middle of winter.
Right.
And so, you pack things up and you put it away for the season. And so it kind of just feels like, maybe that's why the Lord put this on for us to speak about is, okay, well, we'll do Search Me, O God, and try my thoughts. And as we prepare to go into this next season, help me to have nothing between.
Yes.
Help me to have nothing between, because with this season comes the start of a lot of things.
Yep.
And a different type of busyness that comes, and holidays and stuff like that are approaching. And I just don't want anything between though. Like, and to keep it, and it's almost like the Lord's just like, yep, we're changing into a season, but I'm still here.
Right.
We can still have nothing between. We can still, like I said earlier, it feels like he's just drawing me in,
I'm thankful that whenever something does come between, he gives us the opportunity to get rid of it, and he is still there. He's still there.
Yep.
That's amazing to think of.
Yes.
No matter what barriers are in the way at times, he's always on the other side.
Yeah. I know in one of our previous episodes, I had talked about Vacation Bible School, and the lessons were about Elijah. And on Mount Carmel, they were worshiping Baal, and that God didn't hear them. They cut themselves and they wailed for hours and hours and hours and pleaded. And he did nothing.
Right.
There was nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it floors me that I can approach the throne of God, who keeps air in my lungs.
Yeah.
And who formed things like the Grand Canyon, formed things like Mount Everest, formed the galaxies, the planets, and said, I'm just so at this axis, at this degree, so that human life can exist, right?
Yes.
And there are billions of people on Earth at this moment going through all kinds of different things. And yet I can send a prayer up and he hears it.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can send a prayer up. He hears it.
Yeah. I think of that verse in Hebrews 4:16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Like we can boldly, like you said, go to the throne.
Yeah.
He's there. Batman symbol.
Batman symbol.
I don't know that I'll ever see that a different way now. Oh, too funny.
It's okay. But yeah, my sister sent me a gif of the Batman, and I think she said the same thing. She's like, I'll never see it different now.
That's funny. Oh. It's funny because in my head when you're doing that, I'm like, dun, da, 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 but that's not it.
Did you ever figure out, because that's kind of been driving me nuts. It's been on the back of my mind.
I have no idea what it is.
What's that tune to?
I don't know, but that's what goes through my mind when you talk about the Batman symbol. But it's Batman. Yeah, I need to get that right. It's my brain.
And since we were going through that, what was that?
Inspector Gadget.
Yes.
Inspector Gadget. Man, I need to introduce my kids to Inspector Gadget. I don't know if they've seen that.
Oh.
If they have, it's been years.
Go Gadget Arms.
I love that.
Yes.
I need to look that up.
When you asked me, like when we were doing that podcast and you were doing that little jingle, because I feel like I should know what it is, but nothing's been coming to my mind. But Batman was in my head. And then, of course, it's like a jukebox, right? People are like, Amy, your brain is like a pinball machine. It's like a jukebox. There's a lot. So there's a lot going on up there.
You should start accepting quarters.
I'm always accepting quarters. Start.
That's funny.
But then the Inspector Gadget.
I like that one.
Starts playing in my head.
So right now I've got VeggieTales in my head, the Batman song, Inspector Gadget now.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
That's what happens when Amy comes over.
So funny.
Okay. Well, with that, should we move on into our gratitude segment?
Let's do it.
I'm sure they're going to be thankful for all the songs that we just put in their head.
I think so too.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay, Summer. So what is your gratitude moment for this week?
I am thankful to have kids that are at the age where they can go and be a help to someone else. So a friend of ours messaged this morning just saying, hey, my husband's not feeling well. All of her boys are now out of the house and they have gone to college. And so, I mean, she's got 2 girls at home, but if they've never done this isn't a job for the girls if they haven't done it before. And so she kind of reached out like, hey, he's not feeling well. Do you think your son would be interested in coming over and, cleaning up the dog poop and mowing and weeding in the yard? And so I was like, yeah, I think he had to finish his driver's ed stuff today, and that was something that we were really pushing. You need to get this done. And so he got that done. And now he's over there helping with that.
Good.
And I'm just thankful he's at the age to be able to go and do that, to help someone out in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thankful for that.
That's good.
What about you?
Well, it's kind of along the same lines.
Oh, really?
To a degree, yeah. So a couple of weeks ago when we had VBS,
yes,
I was just having a little bit of a pity party on the first night because I had to load up so I was in charge of the crafts. And I had to load up all of the stuff and put it in my car. So I had to load it up from my house and put it in my car. Then I get there and get to church and I have to unload it. And sometimes it's just like,
it's a lot.
So yeah, sometimes my hands are full. And
you have 2 hands.
One of those things of I just wish I had other people.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
Somebody that was just with me.
You could send them to help do that.
Or I can just be like, or they would even just offer, hey, don't worry about that. I got that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a bit of a pity party for myself the first night. Then the second night I get there and I pull up and a young man from our church who was there to be a helper. He pulled up around the same time, parked and came over to my driver's side door. Hey, Miss Amy, how are you today? I'm good. How are you? Good. Is there anything I can help carry in for you? Or
That's the love of God right there coming to your window and saying, hey, let me help you.
Yeah.
That's good.
So actually,
Sweet.
yeah. Do you want to grab something? It was just a couple things.
Yeah.
But I appreciated that.
I'm proud of you for saying yes. Because sometimes I feel like you don't always accept some help when it's offered.
Part of that's because I can't always rely on other people.
Right.
Because most of the time, I got to carry it all.
Well, here's an admonition to you, okay? If I can use that word in this moment.
I know. Sure.
I don't even know that I know what that word means, but it sounds like it fits right now. Is when somebody offers you help and they offer it of their own, take it.
I'm working on it.
Take it every time. Okay. I'm glad I got that out. Does that word fit?
I think so.
Okay. I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just appreciate that though. It meant a lot. And he is a helpful type of young man.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that though. And he has no idea.
Right.
He has no idea that the day before I was
having your pity party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't.
I have those from time to time too. You're not alone in that. Yeah.
And
are they ever really pretty though?
Well, I don't know. It depends on what the context is. Sometimes, I mean, probably not pretty, but this one was just, I've had this one before and I don't like it. Like I get frustrated with myself at it. It's just like, all right, well, put your big girl britches on.
Right.
And you just got to do it and stop thinking all those thoughts and feeling those feelings.
Right.
Just come on.
Yes.
Buck up, sister. Let's go.
Yep.
And I love to.
I have to tell myself the same thing a lot of times too. Like, get over it. Like, just, you want to tell yourself to man up, but you're not a man.
Right.
But come on, get it together.
Man, I feel like a woman. Let's go. So yeah, I was very thankful for that. So and he, like I said, he has no idea that I was having that, but I appreciate that. So yes.
That's what makes it so sweet though, because the Lord provided that to you when he didn't know.
Yeah. And the Lord showed that, like that thought came to my mind of like, well, okay, well, thank you, Lord. Cause the Lord was in the car with me, probably just sitting there listening to my pity party the night before. And so then it was also kind of just a reminder of like, hey, Amy, like there are people that will help.
Yeah.
Are willing
absolutely.
to help and want to. And I appreciate that.
I think you have to recognize that because for some people, that's their gift is to be a helper. So when you don't allow them to, you're stealing from their gift and they can't do it.
Yeah, don't put it in that context. I feel like I want to be a helper. I want to be a help to people. And so I try to offer when I think about it or whatever.
Of course.
But yeah, it was just one of those things of, because I've had that pity party, I've had those thoughts, I've had that drive more than once, at least within the last year.
Sure.
And it usually happens when, like on a Sunday morning, or I'm about to go into like a church activity or something like that. And it just doesn't set me up for, now it's setting me up for other battles. Okay, we need to get that spirit and that attitude out so that we can have a good spirit and the right attitude. Anyways.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it was just a good reminder. I was thankful for him offering help and thankful for the reminder from the Lord of
he takes care of you.
Yeah, there are people. So
help was right on time.
Right. And with that, we'll wrap it up for this week.
Okie dokie.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe and share with others. Join us over on Instagram at
Strength and Sisterhood Pod.
And leave us a comment if you liked this episode. You can also reach us at
strengthandsisterhoodpod@gmail.com.
Or find us on Spotify, Amazon, Substack, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We would love to hear from you. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
See ya.